Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Welcome. So actually we have somebody going to join me here really quickly. There's Miss Heather. So we had her award ceremony tonight and she did win a scholarship.
Your camera seems very blurry.
I don't know why.
It's probably dirty. You might want to
No, it's like I'm clear. You're just farther off, so you're off focus. See?
I don't know. I just think it looks a little
No, it's
weird.
Good. It's just you. You're blurry. So anyway, Heather did win a scholarship tonight, so it was very, very nice. And I appreciate you guys, hanging out here with me an hour later than we normally do. But so yeah, we had that little ceremony down there, and they were doing a lot of different awards.
It was out of focus. It just went back into focus.
Okay, well,
I told you it was weird.
Well,
you didn't listen to me.
It was you, Heather. You made it weird.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the dress she wore tonight for her ceremony thing.
Modeling.
All right. So, but we don't even know how much the scholarship is for, because they said they will mail you the scholarship check to you right to your address. So we don't even know what it is yet. But so she did win that award, and she has other scholarships she's applied for and stuff like that. So
I'm awaiting.
Yes. So we will find out about all those things. So anyway, let's get on topic now that we're completely off topic.
Well, now I'm gonna go lock up chickens.
Okay. I love you.
Love you too.
All right.
I love you, YouTube.
There. Okay. So we're going to talk about the San Andreas fault line, California. There was recently it was in May 25th until I believe it was June 19th. They just had a mass of earthquakes happen in one part of that fault line. What?
You already did it.
Oh, that's right. I did already do it. I sent her out there. I told her she had to go lock up the chickens, and I had already done it. So it's just a game that I do with her once in a while.
He's bullying me.
It's good for you. So anyway.
Also, thank you for the compliments. My hair's getting very long.
Yes, it is. So there was 1,060 earthquakes, the highest being about a 3.2. Most of them were under 2.0. So you couldn't really tell that there was an earthquake. So see, somebody, Turbulent Guy 9 said he likes the dress.
Thank you. It was $7 at Walmart. So you can look nice on a low budget.
That's right. Yeah, we are definitely...
right now my shoes are slippers, but I was wearing wedges earlier. So.
Yeah, she was. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Actually, I was going to get her a coffee culotta afterwards. She had requested that. So we go to the place there to get a coffee culotta at Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah. And they were like, oh, we're down for like another hour if you want to come back. And I'm like, well, we're not going to be able to come back. So that was no coffee culotta today.
The audacity. Don't they know who was pulling up? It was Prepper Nurse 1.
Exactly.
God, that's a joke between us.
That's a joke. Yeah, we do that all the time.
Since he's so famous.
Yeah, so it's like the joke. We go, do you know who I am? Like, how those celebrities will do that? I would never, ever. First of all, let me just say that, just so you guys know, I would never, ever do that. But we do that joking amongst ourselves. And so it's not for anybody else. Or we'll go someplace and it'll be like not really busy. And then all of a sudden it'll get really busy. And they'll go, Heather will go, they knew Prepper Nurse 1 was here, so they all had to come. So it's just like a little joke that we all do with each other. So. And
I saw the pink drink, the James Charles reference. We don't go to Starbucks. I've never been there. Actually, no, I went once, and it was like $8 for one drink, and I was like,
no way,
never again. So It's crazy. So Dunkin' for us.
Yeah, we like our Dunkin'. So, all right, so let's get. So there was 1,060 earthquakes. Again, the highest one in that time period of less than a month, and the highest one was a 3.2, and then most of them were under 2.0. So again, something to pay attention to. Let's put things into perspective, guys, when it comes to California. So I know California gets a bad rap because it's very liberal, and there's the old joke, it's the land of the fruits and nuts. I'm sure people have heard that one too. But we have to realize something. California on its own, is the 5th largest economy in the world. Okay, so let's think about that for a second. If they ever do have the big one that everybody talks about possibly having out there, that would not only be devastating for California, but it would be devastating for the United States as well, because so much so many things are grown in California. Like I said, when I was out there, guys, last fall when I was doing my trip, and we were driving across California, Upper California, because we went to San Francisco, went down to San Simeon, cut across, and then went through Death Valley. And I was absolutely amazed. It's probably the best way I can describe it, of the orchards that I saw, the solar farms that I saw. Absolutely crazy. The amount of produce and stuff that's grown out in California. So, it is absolutely amazing. So it's like that. But again, it's like something happens out there and they end up having the big one. Because, you got to remember, Los Angeles and San Francisco are built right there on the San Andreas fault line. So a lot of issues with that. I mean, obviously the last big quake that they had out there, and I'm not talking about the 94 quake that happened in San Francisco, the 1906 quake. You're talking, I think, what was that, a 7.6 or a 7.8? That one, that's how big that one was. But something like that happened today, in today's, time. There is a lot more issues that are going to happen because you got a lot more people. So, those things that I want you guys to think about as well. I mean, so all the joking aside about, California is a beautiful state. It really is. They do have their issues, obviously. It's completely run by liberals. They run the entire state. And it's amazing to me, and this is what I see happening a lot. You have a lot of people that were liberals that were going along with the liberal policies in California. So it is, 89 World Series, JJ just said. Yep, that was another one that happened too. But you had, a lot of these people, because now things are so expensive and it costs so much to live in California, they left California, went to other states, and are doing the same thing in those other states that they did in California, which makes absolutely no sense to me. I didn't see. Heard the New Madrid could possibly take out 7 states if it goes. The New Madrid is, that's right there down through the center of the country. That is something else that would be absolutely devastating because it would cut off, both sides of the country, and think about all the commerce that travels constantly back and forth all over the country. I mean, it's just, the trucks are moving constantly, guys. And if that one goes, I mean, the last time that happened was in the 1800s, and they said that the Mississippi River ran backwards. So think about how strong that was in that time period. Illinois just legalized weekend weed recreational yesterday. Well, here's the thing that just happened in New York, too. So we're talking about weed for a second. In New York State, they just decriminalized marijuana. So if you get caught with less than an ounce of marijuana, it's like a $50 fine now. And if you get caught with 2 ounces or, to an ounce, 2 ounces of weed, it's like a $250 fine now. So it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time before it's legalized here in New York. It's huge based revenue. And so people are looking at what's going on in Colorado, and it's going to happen all over the country. But anyway, going back to the volcanoes, not volcanoes, I was looking at somebody else's comment. So going back to the, the fault line out there in California, will it eventually go? Absolutely, it'll eventually go. Hey, Mountain Girl, how you doing? Headed to the mountains tomorrow. Everyone, happy 4th. Thank you very much, and thank you for the donation, Mountain Girl. I appreciate that. You have a safe trip up there and enjoy yourself and relax. You deserved it. Absolutely deserved it. So I got to tell you something that happened tonight real quick before we keep going on about everything else. So they're having the ceremony, and part of the ceremony was they recognize everybody that has a 90 or higher GPA. Okay. So they name everybody off, but they don't name off Heather. And I'm like, what? So here's Heather sitting there with all these, other students, and she's like basically the only one sitting there, and everybody else is up there getting their next pendant. Because it's like you start out with a letter, and then they give you a gold bar after that. Well, she got her gold bar or her letter as a freshman As a junior or sophomore, she got a gold bar. As a junior, she got a gold bar. She should have got another gold bar now. So she was like, and so after the ceremony stuff was all done, I said to my ex-wife who was there, I said to her, I'm going to find out what's going on. And she goes, why? I go, because they're wrong. She deserved another gold bar. My daughter's average for the first 3 quarters of this year. Now, we don't know what her GPA was for the 4th quarter yet, but for the first quarter, she had 100.5. The second quarter was a 98, and the third quarter was a 96. That was her GPA. And just to make it 100% clear, she wasn't taking basket weaving, okay? She was taking 6 AP courses as a senior, so she had a very, very heavy load, so, it was, so I went and I talked to somebody, and they were like, oh, wow, and okay, so not accusing this teacher of doing this. There was a teacher that Heather had for 10th grade that was not a fan of Heather. This woman just didn't like Heather. I don't know what reason for or why, but she thinks a lot of herself. And so she was the one that put this list together. She was the one that put it out there. So, I had to go to her, and she goes, oh, it must have been an oversight. And I'm thinking to myself, did you do this on purpose? And if she did, how shallow of a person would she be to do that? Now, I'm not saying she did do it on purpose, but wouldn't that be something that you would want to look into to make sure that everybody was recognized as should have been, and you have somebody who's a straight A student for her entire high school career, So anyway, that's my vent on that. So I got it taken care of, and she got her pin, but she didn't get to go up with everybody else and stand up there, which I think was wrong. And but anyway, so that was that. So I got that straightened out, but I was not happy about that. So, but what are you going to do? Hey, you know what? She graduates, does her graduation on Saturday, and she is done with high school, and she's going to go on with her life, and I think she's going to do fantastic. So, but water under the bridge, but I definitely was bringing it to their attention. So, because that's the kind of guy I am. But anyway, so yeah, she's something special. She really, truly is. But anyway, so with the situation out there with the San Andreas fault line, again, there could be a series of smaller earthquakes that are going to happen over time, but when a big one does hit, it's not just going to affect California. And I want people to take that into consideration. It's definitely going to affect the whole country. Okay, so it's definitely something that is, again, to dwell on it and worry about it constantly, that makes no sense, okay? But it's definitely something to keep into the back of your mind. Again, another reason to prep. So I had somebody tell me today, and I'm going to share this comment with you because I read all my comments. And they were saying, well, you say to not be negative, but a lot of the stuff that you talk about is negative and gloom and doom type of stuff. And I said to this person in reply, I said, well, I'm reporting what might happen, what could happen, and what also is currently going on around the world. And, we share our views on that and, those type of topics. And unfortunately, there's a lot of negative stuff that goes on around the world, unfortunately. So, again, those are things that you definitely have to pay attention to. And you have to think about the what ifs. So when people don't want to think about the what ifs, you put things out of your mind. Well, I won't pay attention to that. You won't address those issues. Yeah, guys, if you could give me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. If anybody hasn't done so yet, I really would appreciate it. Thank you very much. So anyway, but yeah, like I like that. Kevin H said, life is 99% attitude. Pick a good one. That's a great way to have. I try to be positive, and this lady said, well, only thing you talk about positive is what you're doing at your homestead. Well, I'm showing people what happens here, but I also address other issues. I don't just do homesteading. I don't just do living off grid. I do other topics as well. See, that's the beauty of it being my channel. I get to discriminate of what I want to talk about. So, and again, she's entitled to her own opinion. And that's fine. But, it's like, and I wasn't hammering on her. I was just saying, that, I talk about a lot of different stuff. But, we need to be aware of the possibilities of different things happening and how are we going to deal with those in that crisis situation. So I need to do a cooking video, James. Yes, I will. I got it. I know I have to. I will definitely be doing some. I promise. I don't know exactly when, but I will do some cooking videos. I will definitely do some. I promise you. So, but anyway, so these things. The reality of YouTube, guys, and I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, you are never going to make everybody happy, ever, ever. So it's like, I try to do the best I can. If people like me, great. If they don't like me, that is their own issue. And that's fine. My biggest thing is, if you don't like what somebody's doing on their channel, there's a ton of other channels out there to watch. So that's that's what people need to focus on. If you don't like something, go watch something else. And I'm not saying that being cocky or arrogant. That's not me. I don't do that because I'm telling you what, guys. I am a salt of the earth person. What you see on YouTube, that's me in real life. The only difference, and I've said this before, the only difference between YouTube and real life, I swear way too much, okay? I don't swear on my channel because I do it out of respect for everybody that's watching my channel. Excuse me. Because I know a lot of people don't like swearing. So, and I don't want to get on here, and I don't need to use the F-bomb every other word to get my point across, so that's why I don't. Hey, JJ, more green tea. So, but, I just, like I said, we got to say these couple of things, it's like, so the haters have to come up with new material. Okay. So for all my haters that are watching out there, you got to come up with new material. So we're going to go over some of the material that's been beaten to death. Okay, let's see. I'm a Masonic shill, so that one has been beaten to death. So you got to come up with a new one. So that one's not working. So you got to come up with a new one. I'm a homosexual, so that one's been beaten to death. Okay, but whatever. You think whatever you want. I could care less. But so that one's been beaten to death. What else? Oh my God, there's been so many. It's just funny. I actually, when I get those type of comments, I laugh, honestly. Now, what is, the park meetup. Yeah, I gotta, actually what I have to do, and I will get it done here very shortly. I gotta call the park and find out the availability of the pavilions, because I want to get a pavilion for this. Okay, so I got to do that before I can let everybody know. And as soon as I do that, I'll get a date, and hopefully there's still stuff available so that we can get a pavilion here I'm hoping for August is what I'm hoping for. Okay, but anyway, getting back to what I was saying, so people will say, well, you go through and you cut out all the bad comments. I don't cut out all the bad comments. What I cut out is comments when somebody's going to attack me or say something really, truly nasty. I am not going to ever leave those comments up there. It's not going to happen. And I don't need, my subscribers to defend me. That's not what I would leave them up there for. So it's like those type of people, you're not going to get your jollies because you're not going to get a reaction, because guess what? I don't care. Okay. Call me a shill, call me a homosexual, whatever. I know what I am. I know what I like, and that's cool, so you can think whatever you want. And a lot of it, realistically, guys, I've been told that you don't really live off grid because I'm hooked up to the internet. Whatever. People can think whatever they want, and, and that's part of life. So, I take it with a grain of salt. If you are going to come on my channel and be an a-hole, you, even in the live chat, as you guys know, you are going to be blocked and booted out. Okay. So when I go through the comments, if somebody is being an a-hole, I'm going to remove that comment and I'm going to block them. So, are you a shape-shifting alien? Oh, I got to tell you this, guys. You're gonna love this. And we are Legion, exactly. Preppers and off-gridders, we are a huge family. We are definitely Legion. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that we are, because we can truly make a huge, huge difference. Okay, huge difference, and that's what it's really, really about. Right, childish. It shows their maturity level when they say childish message trying to hurt your feelings, and you can't. Okay, I mean, with stupid stuff like that, you can't hurt my feelings because you can call me whatever you want to because I don't care. Oh, fat. I've been called fat a lot too. I'm sorry, I forgot about. How could I forget that one? So yeah, I'm fat too. So whatever. That's that, and that's fine. The other one I forgot about this one. I had somebody say to me, "Do you think you look good with your shirt off?" And I went. My reply to that person was, "I really don't care. I'm not taking my shirt off because I think I'm all hot. I'm taking my shirt off because I am hot. Not as in hot like, oh, he's so hot. Like I'm sweating and I'm hot. So that's why I don't have my shirt, you know." So, but yeah, it's just, and again, honestly, I get a chuckle out of it. I get amusement out of it. And then I delete the comment. I go to their thing and I block them, especially if they're being a jerk. Okay. So whatever, it's just, that's all part of the thing. It's part of being on YouTube. You're going to have people that hate you. And that's part of it, But I'm going to tell you what, I get so many more people like you guys, my family out here, my YouTube family. You guys are awesome. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm too sexy for my shirt. Yeah, exactly. I did sing that one time, guys. I did actually sing that one time. So, but yeah, it's all part of it, And, but like I said, for me, what you see is what you get. I don't think I'm better than anybody else. Have I been very fortunate? I sure have been. But I think you make your own fortune in a way because determination and willpower, strength of mind. I should do a sexy video. Yeah, I'll have to do it. I'll get a Speedo thong and I'll dance around singing "I'm too sexy for my shirt." That would be scary. Some of you would not like that. Some of you might, but some of you would not. So, but anyway. Yeah, I could do that. So anyway, so it's just, you guys inspire me a lot. You really truly do. You have no idea how much you guys inspire me to continue to move forward, to make progress. A lot of what I want to try to do, and again, I show you the good and the bad. I mean, I put gutters up on my house, which has been a absolute unmitigated nightmare, to be honest with you. And, but again, it's like, so that's like my next project that I'm actually working on. I was going to do it today and, but I never got to it today. So, but, I definitely will get to that. And, so I will show you all that. Yeah, no thong. Yeah, I won't do, Angela, I won't do the thong. I promise. That would be scary. Hey, it's just, what? I have always been, if I'm outside and I'm working, I got my bandana on because I sweat so much off my forehead and I don't have a shirt on. And that's just the way it is. So, but a lot of times when I get done with a project or I'm doing a project and I do the video, I'm sweating like a pig. And so, it's all right. Make your haters your monitor. Yeah, that would be funny. Probably not so good. Okay, yeah, okay. Scott was asking, can I make some comments about the video that I did on the nuclear power plants? I want you guys to think about something. So I was reading a lot of the comments, and some people said, oh, they have the fail-safe systems now, and they're much better, and blah, 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 blah. Okay? So there are a lot of nuclear power plants in this country that are way, way subpar, okay? And there's a lot of issues with a lot of nuclear power plants in this country. So if you feel that you're going to be fine and they're going to shut down perfectly because they told you they're going to shut down perfectly, or they have, oh, they got a backup generator and blah, blah, blah. Well, if we have an EMP, guys, the backup generator is not going to work, okay? So people are saying, well, they're EMP shielded and all this type of stuff. Maybe some of them are. I'm going to say all of them are not. And realistically, so let's talk about this topic really quickly. Let's jump into the whole nuclear power topic. You got 15% of our power in this country is coming from nuclear power plants. And everybody's like, oh, it's a great way to do it. Nuclear power plants are a great way to get power, blah, blah, blah. It's a clean energy, yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, those spent fuel rods that I think they said that there's 70,000 tons of it right now will be emitting radiation for thousands of years. Okay, thousands of years. So they got to put that stuff someplace. It's got to go somewhere. So I know that they've buried a lot of that and stuff like that. Those are issues. That's a problem, okay? My thing is we have enough places here in the United States. We could do solar. We could do, realistically, and I think this was the quote that I was given one time. If in like Arizona, okay, if we did 10,000 miles solar farm, 10,000 mile solar farm in Arizona, in the desert, okay, that would be enough to power the entire country. So think about that, okay? And we got solar power guys all over the place. Solar is all over the place, and it's definitely taking off, and it's becoming more and more popular, okay? That is a good, clean energy that, you know, there is no spent radiation with that. And, you know, so that's what I want you to think about. Nuclear is not the way to go. Nuclear, you're going to have problems. Let's look at Fukushima, guys. I mean, ever since that earthquake happened over there in Japan, Fukushima has been leaking contaminated water into the oceans, where the Pacific Ocean is basically poisoned, okay? And all the people that say, well, it's just a small amount and blah, 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 blah. When you're putting radioactive water into a large body of water, eventually it's going to affect the animals in there. Like, I have probably 100 cans of tuna fish that I bought either just after Fukushima happened or before Fukushima happened. This is for being genuine and a great guy and a great channel. Hate is out of date. Thank you again, Mountain Girl. I do appreciate that. I'm just me. I really am, guys. I'm not anybody special. I'm really not. I just want to help people. Realistically, that's my goal. My ultimate goal is to help people. If I can share information, maybe make you think of something that you haven't thought about. Like somebody the other day when I had said, you know, binoculars, okay? Have binoculars in your bug out bag or your bug out vehicle or in your vehicle or whatever could make a difference. You know, a lot of people don't think about just something simple like that. But if that's something that down the road could save your life, then I'm glad I told you, because that's going to make a difference, okay? So, you know, those are the reasons why I do what I do. I want as many people to survive what's coming as that can, okay? And, you know, like when I talk about, you know, we're a big family, it's because I believe that. You know, it's not just the people in the United States. You know, I consider you guys my brothers and sisters, okay? You're in Canada. You are in Europe. You're in South America. You are all over, okay? All over this planet. We are a huge, huge family. And when I say we are legion, because we are many. We are many. There's a lot of us out there. And the best part is, and probably one of the most positive things that I've ever gotten out of YouTube, okay, is the fact that I was getting hammered all the time. Oh, you're crazy to prep. I can't believe you're prepping. That's nuts, yada, 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 right? But when I got into YouTube and started talking with like-minded people, it supports your thinking, your mythology of what you're thinking, and you know you're not crazy, and that there's a lot of us out there that are awake and that are realizing that. And like I said, and prepping, guys, is not just for the worst case scenario. You know, everybody thinks that, oh, well, you're a prepper because you're planning for the end of the world to happen. Well, like I said, it could be the end of the world as we know it, as far as our own personal lives, or it could be our town, or it could be our state. There's all kinds of issues that happen every year all over the place. Flooding, fires, tornadoes, hurricanes, you know, you name it, it happens every year, every single year. So, you know, it's really important, and like I said, that we support each other and that we work together. It really, really is. And so that's what it really is all about, that we're this huge family, that we're here for each other, that we can be supportive. And actually, and on that note, I'm going to bring up my Prepper Nurse One community on my website, preparedness1.com. We have the community on there, okay? And it's a big family. We got message boards where they're blowing up all the time. I'm seeing everybody throwing, you know, comments up there all the time. It's a great way to network with like-minded people. So if you're looking just to chat with other people of like-mindedness, great place to do it on the Prepper Nurse One community. And again, it's totally free. It doesn't cost anything. We set that up so it's a way for people of like-minded to get together from whatever state you're in, whatever country you're in. And if you're looking to form a group, I know I've had so many people say, where can I find a group? And that's a great place to go and try to find a group in your state, because all these different states have a lot of different people in them. And if they're in the Preparedness One community, maybe you can get with a like-minded person. So, and that's what it's all about. And even if it's just networking, loose affiliation type of stuff, guys, I mean, it's never a bad thing. The more people, there's strength in numbers, and I've talked about that a lot. So that's why we set that up there. I did want to mention, too, we have the sale going on right now also on my website. And we did it because of the whole situation with the whole Iran situation, with what's going on there. And it's been a little quiet and a little lull right now. I notice you guys are noticing that too. Crazy. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So definitely something to pay attention to. If you're looking to add to your long-term food storage, Legacy Foods is a great way to do it. And again, do that in correlation with your canned goods, your beans and rice, your oats and your oatmeal and your honey and all those other things that we've talked about over and over and over again. Long-term food storage is just part of that whole thing. You should have a combination of all of it. So if you're interested, again, it's 25% off all the meals as far as the bucket meals go. Okay. So again, preparedness1.com, click on the store, Legacy Foods, and there you go. All right. Calm before stock up now. Yeah, calm before the storm. Exactly. We never know what's going to happen, guys. Honestly, there are so many different things that can happen, and I'm telling you, what I think is going to happen when it does happen is it's going to slam us so hard that we're going to just be blindsided and be like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming. That's how I think it's going to happen. So the best time to prepare was yesterday. The next best time to prepare is today. Try to do something. Try to, do something to help yourselves. And the more you can do to give yourself any kind of an advantage, it's definitely worth doing. Like I said, if you're on a budget, and I get it, a lot of, everybody has a budget that they can work with. Even if it's a small budget, you start stocking up a couple of cans here and there, and before you know it, man, I'll tell you what, you got a lot of food, and it happens really, really quickly. So, but again, guys, if you haven't yet, if you could shoot me a thumbs up, I definitely would appreciate it. Each new day of prepping is a bonus. Yeah, exactly. Every day that we get extra is definitely a bonus. I'm going to give you a great example, and I've talked about this before, but I'm going to mention it again. When we moved up here, I had the camper, I had the shop, which was just an outbuilding. Obviously, then now it's the shop. And the day that we got up here, and we had all our stuff here, I'll never forget my thought process that day. I said to myself, okay, if SHTF happens tomorrow, I said, at least I got all my stuff here, okay? And now we're looking at 4 years, okay, since that date. And look what we've accomplished up here in that 4-year period of time. So every day that you get and you can make forward progress and you can get things done and you can, make your life better, okay? That is what it's really all about. What is your best cheap thing for food to prep? Alicia, that's a good question. Cheapest thing, you know what? Realistically, you can go to Aldi's, and a lot of times you can get either 2 for $1 or 3 for $1, like vegetables in a can. It's not a lot of calories. Now, here's what you want to think about. You want to think of your caloric intake, okay? So that can of green beans is not going to have a tremendous amount of calories, but if you get that same size can, and let's say you get beef raviolis, you're going to get a lot more calories with that, with that beef ravioli. So depending on what your space-wise is that you have available, you're going to want to go with your higher calorie intake of stuff. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I got all kinds of vegetables. I have corn. I have peas, green beans, all those different type of vegetables, okay? So I got a lot of those. I have a lot of fruits as well. I have, peaches and pears and pineapple and fruit cocktail, those type of stuff as well. I keep, meat in the can. I buy your ham in a can, all those different types of things, chicken, beef, all those type of things as well. You're going to need protein. You're going to need fat, okay? That's what we have to have in our diet. So like having chickens. Chickens is great. Best prep ideas for a truck driver. Very good question, JJ. And thank you for that donation. Best thing you can have as far as a trucker, make sure, because you really don't have a lot of space in the truck. So you're going to want to make sure you got lightweight stuff that you can carry. So again, that would be more of if you're a trucker, I would recommend more freeze-dried stuff. Doesn't necessarily have to be Legacy Foods. It could be Mountain House or whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you want to have, okay? So I'm not saying that because I'm trying to push Legacy. I'm saying because it's lightweight. If you got a bug out on foot, if you're a truck driver, you want to have that pack as light as you possibly can. So you're going to want to have a way to purify water. So you're going to want to have your Sawyer water straws, a Catadine water filter if you can, because that's a pound. Lightweight food to carry. You're going to want to have energy bars. Those are going to be things you're going to want to have. You're going to want to have, definitely a couple changes of clothes, couple changes of socks, an extra pair of boots in your truck if you're a truck driver. Definitely want to have, if you can have a gun, and if you're allowed to carry a gun in your truck, have a gun in your truck. Definitely have a couple of knives. Definitely ways to start a fire. Make sure you have some kind of a tarp or the small emergency blankets. You can get those things too. Some way to make a shelter. Those are important things. A hatchet, okay? Those type of things. So that's what I would recommend if you're in a truck, if you're a truck driver. Those would be the things that I would recommend for sure. But you're going to try to want to go, because you got to think, if you have to, folding bicycle, yeah, if you can do it, James, that's a good thing too, absolutely. But again, it's like you're thinking about room. How much room are you going to have in the truck? So those are the things you're going to want to think about. Yeah, if you can keep an extra bicycle and tie it up behind the truck somehow, not a bad idea, because then you have transportation. But you have to remember something. A truck driver can't carry guns. Okay, Kate, I wasn't sure. If they work for themselves, they probably can. But okay, so you can't carry that. So definitely have. I'm doing really good. Our cabin in the woods. How are you tonight? You definitely want to be able to have some kind of. You can have knives on the truck, a metal pole, baseball bat. I recommend everybody should have a baseball bat. Real good weapon to have. You use for protection against a lot of different things, wild animals or the two-legged animals. So. We have 3 special needs kids with autism, 2 are nonverbal, very concerned about SHDF. I can understand that, and thank you for that comment. And you know what? I totally understand exactly where you're coming from. I do. Obviously, as you guys know, my son has autism. So, but I'm very blessed in the aspect that he's a very high-functioning autism. So, but yeah, it's that would be something I would be concerned about in an SHDF situation, because a lot of people are going to look at people with special needs as a liability, and you're not going to get a lot of help. I'm going to be honest, okay? You're not going to get a lot of help. So if you are prepared the best that you can be for yourselves and your family, and have people that that are going to help you and help take care of them, then that's great. But you got to remember, a lot of people are going to see them as a liability. Any plans for a windmill on the homestead? You know what? No, not really, to be honest with you, because if to put up a wind for the water running, a windmill that way, but no, we don't. It doesn't run that often, obviously. So it would definitely not be something. If I had a creek running through here, then definitely I would be thinking something more of that I could produce the hydro that way as well. So, but yeah. Let's see. Carried one in my truck for 25 years. RV source said, yeah. I mean, so if you can have a weapon in your truck, definitely do it. You got to be able to protect yourself, So, a cattle prod. Yeah, Todd Hendricks just said that. That's not a bad idea either. Prepared meal ideas. You know what? We could probably do that. I'll talk to Mike. And see if we can't open up a page for recipes where people can exchange recipes. I think that would be really, really cool. Will my water pond have water flow in and out? What I'm going to do, James, I know there's a spring over there where I want to put the pond. So I'm going to have that pond be spring fed, and then like the spring runoff, when it comes down off the hill, I'm going to divert that over to that area, okay, where the pond is going to be, so that it doesn't come the other way. But that's what I plan on doing as far as that goes with when we do put the pond in. Let's see what we got here. How would you prep for a pregnant woman? Oh, you know what, Veronica? I'm going to definitely be doing a video on that, or even maybe we'll do a live stream on, prepping for women that are pregnant before SHTF and after SHTF. So we can definitely, we will definitely be doing, so I don't want to just kind of go into it a little bit here. I definitely want to dedicate some time to that topic. I think that's a good topic. Spring can cool food. Oh, absolutely, Elizabeth. Yeah. With a spring-fed pond, it's going to keep that water cold. You can make a cold box in that area where it's going to be a lot cooler, and you can use it almost as a refrigerator. I carry a Negan bat wrapped in barbed wire. That's funny. Hey, works for him, right? So, but I think that if you get pulled over with that, they would designate that as a weapon, so you better be careful. Baseball bat, you can't get in any trouble for. Just tell them you're heading to the batting cages. So, live stream a live birth. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go that far. We're not going to get carried away. But I have a golf club. Yeah, bat's more intimidating, though, to be honest with you. If you have a baseball bat, much more intimidating and nice to have. Yeah, dialysis people, Margie, are going to be in deep, deep doo-doo once SHTF happens. They are not going to have a long life expectancy. I'm going to be 100. Again, I'm always honest, guys. I'm not gonna BS you. So, unfortunately, people that are compromised in a lot of ways, that are relying on a lot of medications to survive, box cutters. Yeah, there you go. That's a good thing to have. For a trucker as well, easy to conceal as well. Not a bad thing to have either. But your compromised people in an SHTF situation, their life expectancy is not going to be long. Your diabetics, your insulin-dependent diabetics, they're not going to be around long, guys. I mean, they only let you have so much insulin ahead, and insulin only lasts for so long. For those who do not prep, would you expect life expectancy? For those that don't prep, how long would their life expectancy be, in my opinion? Okay, and thank you for that donation, and thank you for that question. It really depends on where they're at, how they react to the situation, what kind of an event that we're having, okay? So a lot of those things are going to go into play. In a worst case scenario, somebody that is not prepped at all most likely has a week to 10 days worth of food in their house if they're lucky. Okay, I know a lot of people that shop week to week or day to day for their food. So their life expectancy, realistically, if they made it 6 weeks, I would be surprised. But most likely they would definitely perish before 6 weeks. And why? Okay, let's talk about why. Desperate people do desperate things. So they're not going to be thinking clearly. And we've talked about this a lot, guys. So unprepared people are not going to be thinking rationally. They're going to be going on emotions. They're going to be going on, instinct, if you will. Looking for whatever they need. And if you got it, they're going to try to take it from you. So a lot of those people are going to die from lead poisoning. And when I say lead poisoning, I mean they're going to get shot. Okay, because somebody said to me, lead poisoning, I don't know what you mean. So that's what I mean. They're going to get shot. Okay, you're going to have people die that are non-preppers that have no idea what they're doing from stupidity. And that's being honest. You're going to have people die from dysentery, from drinking tainted water. You're going to have people die because of hypothermia, because they're not prepared. There is any number of reasons of why somebody that is not a prepared person, your lower intelligent people are not going to make it because they don't have the capacity to think on the fly, to think for themselves, to be able to analyze the situation. That's just a reality. Unless they have somebody in their group that is taking charge, that is calling the shots, you're going to have. I thought they're going to eat lead paint. Yeah, I don't think so. But anyway, there is, there's a lot of reasons why a lot of unprepared won't make it, and they won't be around for long. In the cities, you are looking at a nightmare for the unprepared in the cities, because your gangs are going to take over warehouses. They're going to kill whoever they want to kill, whoever gets in their way. If they see the pretty lady and it's you and that pretty lady trying to get around, guess who's not going to make it? You. And then they're going to take her and do what they want to do with her. Okay, that's being honest. A lot of bad people out there, guys. And so, and when you're in a situation where there's no more rule of law, a lot of people are going to just go hog wild. There will definitely be cannibalism. Bill Norwood just asked, will there be cannibalism? Absolutely. You will see cannibalism pretty quickly, to be honest with you. Once people don't have food and they're starving, they will do whatever they have to do. That is sad, but that is true. So somebody just got a warning. Please watch your language in the chat. Again, guys, family-friendly oriented channel. Not going to tolerate any kind of racism, nastiness in the chat or anything like that, okay? It all comes down to being prepared, Scott. Exactly. The more prepared you are, the better chances that you have for survival. This is your biggest weapon, guys, right here. Your brain is your biggest weapon, because the more knowledge that you have, the more ways that you can do things and ideas and know how to survive, that is definitely going to be your biggest asset. So, yeah, cannibals will get the brain disease. Absolutely, that happens. But if you are starving, people are still going to eat, and they're going to do what they have to. Hidden supplies in your home in case you get overrun. Maggie K just said that. Right, and I talked about caches around as well. Having caches is a very smart idea. Having a food put away that way is very, very smart. If you can do that, please do it. And having other supplies, in your caches, not just food. Tools, extra clothing, all those type of things. The reflective, blankets. If you can put a tent, those type of things. Pack it all away. Vacuum seal everything. Put it in contractor garbage bags, those type of like that. Do those type of things, and then you bury it and you put it under the frost line so the temperature variation is not going to affect it. So, very, very, very smart way to do it. Yeah, have definitely other plans, other options if you have to. If we got overrun here, do I have other options of where I can go? I do. Okay, but my game plan, as you guys know, I am staying right here. That's my game plan. But if I got 2,000 people coming up the hill and are looking to come after us, we couldn't defeat that many people. So you have to be smart about what you have to do too. Hey Clay, I just got here. I would like please give a short statement concerning the San Andreas fault again. We were going to have a major quake. Wait a minute, let me read the rest of that. Hold on 1 second. And I can definitely do that for you. So hold on, I want to go up and read the rest of your question. I live 20 miles from SAF. Wow, thanks a million. Okay, Clay, and thank you very much for that donation. So going back to the fault line with what's going on, they had 1,060 earthquakes in a less than a month period of time. The biggest earthquake was a 3.2. Most of them were under 2, so most people didn't even feel the earthquakes. What I was basically saying is eventually something will definitely happen. There'll be another big earthquake in California. Everybody knows that. How big and how bad, it's hard to say. There's talk if they have what they call the big one, that parts of California will dump into the ocean and be gone. So those are definitely things to be concerned about, obviously. Again, I said California is the 5th biggest economy in the world all by itself. So that's something to think about too. So if there's a major event that happened in California, it's definitely going to affect the rest of the United States, even if you don't live in California. Again, like I said, the best thing that we can do is just be as prepared as we possibly can. And with that increased activity out there, that is definitely something to pay attention to. Now, obviously, if the earthquakes started becoming more consistent and bigger, that would definitely be something that would be more concerning long term. So again, you just we are going to feel the aftershocks on the East Coast. Again, it would depend on how big of an earthquake it was, Angela. To be honest with you, yeah, we have a fault line that runs through New York. I don't think a lot of people know that we have earthquakes here in New York. Now, not even close to on the same scale as California, obviously, but big earthquake expected in Seattle, rest of the Washington, Oregon, and California and Canada can't move. Yeah, well, and I understand that. The best thing that you can do, yeah, I've been to California myself. Like I said, I was just out there last year, and it is an absolutely gorgeous state. I'm not going to lie. It's a beautiful, beautiful state, but it's the way they're running stuff out there, the government-wise out there is insane, but that's open to other people's interpretation, however they want to look at it. But it definitely would be something that would affect the entire country if we ended up having a major earthquake happen out there in California. So, but like I said, again, it's the best that you can do for anybody is to just be as prepared as you possibly can be. And that's really, really important. And, give yourself every advantage, guys. I mean, and I've hammered this for a long time. And, food and water are very important, obviously. But, trying to get other things together as well. But, to make sure that you have as much food and water. And, again, having caches buried. I've talked about that. I think it's really, really important. And I think we all need to really get on those and make sure, and myself included. I have some things that I definitely need to get underground, and I'm going to. And so, and not a whole lot of people are going to know where those are. So, very few is what I'm going to honestly tell you. But, and that's what it's about. But just try to be as ready as you can be. Give yourself whatever advantage you possibly can because, again, we were talking about the unprepared. 95% of people in this country, we're just going to go with the United States here on this one, guys. 95% of the people in the United States are not prepared for a 2-week disaster. Think about how devastating that is, number one, okay? And number two, how dangerous that's going to be after a major SHTF event, okay? It would be an absolute nightmare, especially for the people in the cities, for the people in suburbia. That's going to be a nightmare. Once you get out farther to the country, people have a lot better grasp on things. They're more prepared, and they're going to defend what's theirs. And they're not just going to let people come out from the cities and take their stuff. They're just not going to do it. And I'm talking, when I say outside the cities, I'm talking even 15 to 20 miles outside the cities. You get out that area, and that's definitely Southern Boy Prepper. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, when the unprepared start wandering, things will get worse. But I'm going to tell you what, I honestly feel, and I've talked about this a little bit before, your city people are not going to wander too far out into the country. Number one, because it's not going to be healthy for them to do so. Their life expectancy will decrease greatly if they do. Okay, that's number one. Number two, most people are going to stay where they're familiar with. Okay, a lot of small towns, like we live in a small town, or outside of a small town, where the town is 7-8 miles away from us. But small towns, everybody knows everybody. They're going to close their doors and they're going to take care of their own. Okay. And that's what small towns are going to do. They're going to put up borders. They're not going to let anybody in, and they're going to take care of their own. That's going to be the priority. If anybody's read the book 1 Second After, I think it's a very, very accurate description of what would happen after an SHTF event. And some people are not going to leave the area that they know, where they're familiar with, no matter what. Hold on a second. But yeah, so those are things to think about. So, people thinking these mass hordes of people are going to come out of the city and just overrun the country, it's not going to happen. First of all, most people are going to stay pat for a long time until it's too late, realistically, because they think help is coming. Okay, so and once they realize that, they get to the point where they realize that help is not on the way, and they're going to be in a weakened state at that point. They're not going to be as strong. They're not going to be physically ready for that type of a journey to go out on foot if they had to go out on foot out into the country, and they have no skills. They have no idea how to live out in the country. How land can tap water be stored in collapsible containers? Mama Bear, again, what I would do with that type of stuff is if you can rotate it every 6 months. In an emergency situation, if that's what you have, you're gonna use what you have. But again, 80% will die in the city. I think that's a very low estimate, Jay. To be honest with you, I think that's going to be a much higher number. More like 95% in the cities would be dead, and it's going to be the biggest, the baddest, and the strongest and the worst that are going to survive. And if they try to come out of those cities, they're going to meet with strong resistance because, like I said, country folk is a whole different mindset than city folks. And that's no slam against city folks, guys. I'm not trying to slam. I've lived in the cities, okay? I've lived in suburbia. I've lived in the country. I grew up in the country as a kid, and I'm back in the country again now. But, yeah, disease will run rampant. Bill Norwood just said that. You're absolutely right. Disease will kill a tremendous amount of people. When you have a lot of people jammed into a small area and you're not going to have the antibiotics and you're not going to have people that are skilled to know how to take care of those people, and the people that are there that are taking care of those type of people, they're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to have a lot of death, unfortunately. You really, truly will. And guys, if you haven't yet, if you could shoot me a thumbs up, I would definitely appreciate that. Okay, drank bottled water, left outside for years, just wipe it out. I kind of missed that. I didn't really. What is the best place to be if nuclear power plants melt down? If a nuclear power plant melts down, like I said, the farther away you can be from that, the better, depending on what the prevailing winds are. So if the winds blow from north to south or east to west, I mean, you just don't know. Normally the winds generally run here. They run from the west to the east. That's where for the most of the time, that's how our wind runs here. So, where that nuclear power plant is on Lake Ontario, where I was talking about, that's east of me. So most likely, a lot of that radiation and stuff from that nuclear power plant would go east, away from me. So, again, it's you definitely don't want to be within a 15-mile radius of that nuclear power plant. The farther away from that you can be, the better. And again, if you had to, and if there was that type of meltdown, the longer that you could stay low, and if you could stay in a secure shelter, definitely the better. Are the hydrants on your the hydrants on my property were from the original water system that I had put on the property. So I had those hooked up to the well originally. And so right now, no, we had cut them off because we changed where we put our water. And actually, I will do a water video and I will explain all that so that people understand what we did originally and what our idea was, and now how we changed everything. So yeah, those are not hooked up anymore. Bottled water in the sun for a day. The water's bad by the plastic in the bottle. Okay, that Ronnie just said that. Yeah, the stuff. Yeah, you don't want to keep that stuff out in the sun. Because again, maybe the stuff in the plastic will leach into the water. So again, cool, dry place, like with anything else. Oh my God, yes, Mark. We are getting eggs every day from the chickens. We had 4 eggs today. The white hens are not laying yet because they're still too young, but they will definitely. Once they start laying, I'm going to have a ton of eggs. But I get generally anywhere from the other 4 hens that are laying between 2 and 4 eggs every day. So we definitely, we have eggs. So, and we're just actually, I was talking to somebody. We got to do some. Okay, so here's a challenge to people, if you guys would. I need egg recipes for pickling eggs and storing eggs long term. I know that you can take mineral oil And if you coat that egg in mineral oil, and don't wash the eggs first. I know that too. Don't wash the eggs. So when you get it from the chicken and you coat that in mineral oil, they will stay up to 6 months, I believe, without being refrigerated. So Scott says he gets 6 to 7 eggs a day, give away a ton of eggs. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of eggs. Once our other hens start laying, we will definitely, have more eggs. Like I said, I love deviled eggs, love hard-boiled eggs, egg salad, all that type of stuff. So omelets, love omelets. So yeah, I was saying to Heather, we're going to probably do an omelet or, scramble up some eggs tomorrow. So. Oh, can't keep up to 4 years that way, Kevin H. said, with the mineral oil. Okay. Yeah, so, I know they can stay a long, long time. Can you order some stuff for the coating? Again, like I said, mineral oil is a really good thing to get. So if you use mineral oil, that will work. And it's great to use. And like I said, don't wash the egg first. Keep that natural stuff that the mother had on the egg. And then, like I said, then you dip that in mineral oil, and it's another coating, just like the mother's coating. So, Marshmallow just said, put the mineral oil in your hands, rub your hands together, rotate the egg on your hands. Yeah, and just coat that mineral oil right on those eggs like that, and it's a great way to do it. Quick lime and water keeps eggs for 2 years. Okay, there's another way to do it. Yep. Yeah, dry brush off any debris. Right. Yeah, you don't want to keep if there's a feather or something stuck on there, you definitely want to, get that off of there for sure. Have you watched Becky's Homestead, her chicken advice? I don't know chickens, but she seems to know what she's doing. I've seen her channel a long time ago. It's been quite a while since I watched her. I know she definitely knows what she's doing, and I know she has a really good channel over there. And I know she's been doing it for a long time. So I definitely need to go over there and check out her stuff. And so only do fresh eggs first or too old. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely want to do that with fresh eggs. Somebody just said, good channel, Becky's Homestead. Yeah, I've seen her stuff a couple of times, but it's been a while, to be honest with you. But definitely, she's got a good channel over there. I liked what I saw when I was watching her. Wolfang just said, filter rainwater first. That's absolutely good advice. You definitely want to filter your rainwater because you're going to have bird excrement and everything else. And then you're definitely going to want to, after you filter it, you're going to want to boil it before you drink it. So, and if you can run it through a Berkey after you filter it, I would definitely do that as well. Well, anyway, guys, it's 10 o'clock now, and it's already been a very, very long day. If you haven't yet, if you could give me a thumbs up here one more time before we jump off here, I definitely would appreciate it. So, so let's go ahead and end this for tonight. And I do appreciate all you guys. Like I said, we are a huge, huge family, guys. We really, really are, from all over the world. And when I say we are Legion, it's because we are truly Legion. We really are. We're very, very powerful, and we can make a big, big difference when the time comes. And, that's my goal, to be honest with you, and that's what I try to do. So anyway, guys, remember, we are all in this together. Good video. Keep it up, bro. Lockridge Farms just said it. And thank you very much, and thank you for that donation. We are all in this together, guys. That's important to remember. So the more we can support each other and help each other and stay positive for each other is really, really important. Also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's you just don't know. So to tell those people every single day how you feel is so, so important. And remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. So just work at things methodically, okay? STD, I love that acronym. People get nuts on that acronym, but it works. You don't forget that acronym, okay? But you go step, day, and time. You can accomplish anything you want to accomplish if you work at it methodically. And I'm telling you, we are a perfect example of that here at this homestead. I mean, we just plug along and we just try to get things done as we can, and we get there, and it's awesome. Okay? So, guys, stay positive. Stay away from negativity. Stay away from negative people that want to bring you down. That's important. Surround yourself with positive people. I will see you all tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great night. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.
I gotta say goodbye.
Oh, Heather's coming. Hold on a second, guys. She wants to say goodbye.
Yep. Goodbye and good night.
All right. We'll see you guys later.